All right, so today we're going to go over Lost Ark, my kind of experience so far, why I feel like it is the game that I've been waiting for in the League of Legends kind of sphere, and how to play it on currently on the Russian and Korean server, and when it is coming to your neighborhood. All right, so we're going to be starting it off very simple, just introducing Lost Ark a little bit. Lost Ark is an MMORPG, okay? Might not look like it. A lot of people compare it to Path of Exile. That is semi-correct, okay? It actually isn't that similar to Path of Exile, except that you have skills, you have an action-based combat system, and also the perspective, the way you look at the game, okay? Those things are similar, and that's where it ends. Now, it is an MMORPG, so it's kind of like a League of Legends MMORPG, right? You can imagine it. It is very similar to that. Just add the Dota turn. And that one is actually quite the problem. But yeah, so it has the Dota turn, and it has hit stun from that you might know from like fighting games, right? So auto attacks, for example, they apply a hit stun, and certain abilities are going to be able to avoid that, and so on and so forth. Very complicated. However, couple of things that need to be said about this game. Yes, you can get an advantage via in-game purchases. However, not for PvP. That's number one. PvP is equalized. You get level 26, you can play PvP. I've heard that there are some classes where you need to level up to 50 to actually unlock those skills. But that is like, you know, that's 10 hours of gameplay apart from each other. So I think all of that should kind of be, you know, reasonable enough. However, this game is definitely pay to win. Okay, there are a lot of features that are pay to win. However, the way I understand it, the way that people that have played this game a lot, that I've talked to, that I've, you know, kind of asked about this, have explained it to me is you can have an impact and you can gear up. However, of course, a lot of what is going to limit you is your ability to play the game. And the thing that it can't buy is, you know, certain ability to play the game. And obviously, if you buy items, yes, you might be the first one to beat certain content. Yes, you might be the first one to have the highest item level. However, is that really relevant? And most of these people so far have told me that that is actually not the case. All right, so for PvE. Now for PvP, this is all out of the window. PvP is equalized, level 26. You're set, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm currently planning on kind of testing out all of the classes. And I'm doing this on my Twitch, twitch.tv/AshenGG. And we did Soulfist yesterday, and there's going to be a clip video of it. And next one is Holy Knight 2, the Paladin. All right, and so we are going to talk about the Western release real quick. So the Western release you get on Steam, okay? So you jump into Steam, and then you click in the search bar, and you type in Lost. Yeah, you type in Lost. You type in Lost Ark, and there it is. And if it isn't there, then you're in one of the region-locked parts of the Western world, okay? So there are still parts that are region-locked, and it is it is very tragic because it's even parts of you. But I'm German. We get to play it. I already bought the Platinum Founders pack because I'm big hype. However, what you can do here, is you can buy one of these Founders packs. They are going to give you like a 3-day head start. No, it's kind of negligible. And I'm going to break it down just very quickly. This one is obviously if you want to play the game, we're going to get how you can find that out. And the bronze is the best value. And then another thing that is very important is that you actually don't want the crystals that are in these packs. What you actually want is you want the potions. And that is why the Silver Founders pack is actually one of the best value packs, because the potions that are coming with it are actually quite valuable for you. Okay? With that said, you can get it on Steam, very simple, and it's just going to be available through Steam, okay? So if you want to run multiple accounts, which is an option in this game, you've got to have a second Steam account. It ain't great. But with that out of the way, Western release is coming February 11th, 3 days prior for everyone with a Founders Pack. Don't really worry your head about it. It's a slight head start. It's not really going to matter. Now, let's get to the question of, well, Ashen, how do I play on another server? And now for this one, I kind of want to give like a shout out to a YouTube content creator that is called Cybo. Go check him out. It's just YouTube, Cybo. And this guy has did a guide on it. It's already like a couple of years ago that he did that, but I kind of wanted to point it out because he did a guide on how to play on the Russian server, and there is the ability to play on the Korean server, and I'm going to just explain it all very quickly, okay? So to play on the Korean server, you need an ID. You need an account that has been created with a Korean ID. So, number one, much more difficult, okay? So unless you speak Korean, in that case, you are going to need the account that you can buy on certain websites. Now, I don't know of any websites that are reliable on that one, but you can kind of just look that up on YouTube. I don't really want to get into that too much, because I would not want you to play on there, because it is much more risky. You're at a higher risk to lose the account, and you're going to most likely have worse ping, like some examples, but generally you're going to have worse ping. You could play on Japan as well, but you know, Korea is the furthest advanced into the future. But obviously, if you've seen this and you're trying to go for the European release, you don't really care about that, in my opinion. And so what I'm telling you to do is I'm telling you to play on the Russian server. Now, the Russian one is very simple, okay? You go to the Russian website, okay? And the Russian website is going to be linked down in the description of this video, okay? And on that Russian website, you can click on the download here, okay? However, you guys might want to enable translator for this, okay? Google Translator for this. All right, so that's just like a thing. I'm obviously using DuckDuckGo as a search engine right now, but let's say I would pull this up. Let's not show you guys the stream manager, but let's hop into here. And jumping into this, we can click on the Google Translate here, and then we could say German or we could say English, and we can choose it and it would translate it to us. Now, this is German. You probably understand as much as I did. However, the important part here is that you just translate it to your language, and then you can download the client. You can create yourself an account, and you'll be fine. However, that will download a client that is that is like a My Games client, okay? And when you start that client, which is this client here, all right, my.games game center. If you start that client, obviously you won't have Lost Ark downloaded like I have. However, starting that client, it is super important that before you start it up, before you log in, okay, you do the following thing. You enable one of two things. You either get exit lag or you get a VPN, okay? Now, there is one VPN that is especially good for this, and that is called AVG Secure VPN. Now, why do I tell you guys to get AVG Secure VPN? That is very simple. AVG has it has a problem, and that is that the trial version lasts 7 days. However, it restarts whenever the VPN is reinstalled on your PC. So you have 7 days. Then you uninstall the VPN. You reinstall it. Bada boom, bada bam. We got ourselves Infinite VPN. So you use that Infinite VPN to just give it a try. So far, everything's been for free, right? Creating the account on Russia, free. Downloading the game, free. Getting the VPN, free. The other option is exit lag. Exit lag gives you 2 days. Okay? 2 days only. However, the advantage of exit lag is we can specifically change our server for the game that we're playing. Okay? So exit lag optimizes your games. This one, for example, I have set up to be in my surrounding area, whereas this one I have set up to be specifically in Russia. Now, the great thing about that is that it doesn't impact my videos that I watch like a VPN would do, right? It doesn't impact the stream, for example. Now, one additional important information is you always want the VPN turned on before you start the client to start the game, anything, okay? So, we have a link for both of these. Now we head on over to this bad boy, okay? So this bad boy, very simple. You have a couple of options here. You can kind of change it up and do whatever you want. But it's very simple. You just install the game. You guys have done that before. It's just the next, okay? However, there's another thing. This is an English patch. Now, you do not want to get seen streaming with that one, okay? You do also not want to get seen typing in chat in those regions, especially in Korea. Russia, no one really bothers. However, this is also why I told you. However, you will download this in one of the other links that I provide. And this is the English patch, okay? Now, the website has multiple patches that they will tell you to get. You can look that one up, or you can just get the direct link out of my description, okay? And the great thing about that is that you will download exit lag or your VPN, and then the launch order is very important, okay? VPN or exit lag number 1. Then you get the client. Then you get the patcher. Now, patching is very simple. You just click on English and it will patch, okay? If you needed, if you change the game folder, browse, find game, you get it. And then it'll apply the patch like you see here, right? It's slowly going over 27% and, it's going further. This also always happens. All right, 63 and so on and so forth. There's also the option of translate game center, right? And then, very important, leave restore original on close ticked and never close this after the game launcher. This gets closed first, then the game launcher. Why? Because this messes with the in-game files, which is TOS. Remember that. I'm not using this ever at all, okay? It is TOS to mess with the in-game files. However, what you want to do is you want to restore it every single time after you use it. Basically, you patch it, leave it open, launch Lost Ark, and then restore original. Now, sometimes there will be a corruption error that can happen. What you want to do for that is you just verify and fix installed game client files. It's important that you close this part first. You close it down, shut it down, okay? And then you fix the game, okay? Now, for playing, from this point on, it's very simple, okay? You will have Russian audio, but there is a Google Translate patch applied to this, and you just click on English. Obviously, you chose Russian over here. You click on English, you patch it, patching is done. Okay, perfect. Now we leave it open, we pull this up, hit play, bada boom, bada bam. All right, you got yourself free access to Lost Ark. Okay, now what I would suggest you to do is I would suggest you to go into the search bar of your browser, whichever you prefer, okay, and type in Lost Ark. On that website, you will see that we Europeans, gives us the European one, you can select classes and you will see these classes. Now, very important for that is these classes have different names, okay? You'll have to find out what the translation is. Go onto the Lost Ark wiki for that, okay? You have the Berserker, you have the Paladin, the Gunlancer, right? Berserker, I think, has always the same name. Paladin, Holy Knight. Gunlancer, Warlord, alright? Martial Artist, Striker, War Dancer. I think she's called Scrapper. Oh, no, I think she's called Infighter as well. Scrapper, Soul Fist. I think that guy is also sometimes called Soul Master. It's a problem, okay? But you will get there, okay? And what you do is you go through the classes, and if you're playing on Russia, you will notice that there are much more classes in Russia than here. That is because the game is launching on an older version in Europe and also a newer version on a different patch. And basically, you want to kind of prepare one of the classes that you want to start with, okay? So what you can do is you can, head up your characters. I started out with the Soul Fist. You can kind of figure out what character will be available on your release, and then you play that character. All right. So with that whole shebang set up, now let's get into the final part of this, and that is why this game is so cool. Because I've always wanted a League of Legends MMORPG, even before they announced it, or even before I heard of the announcement. At least, I found it very cool. I love League of Legends, and I always wanted like a top-down League of Legends MMO. And this is great. This is insane. The skills, the sound design of the skills is amazing. Especially some summoner skills, and like some skills of the classes are just unbelievable. Artillerist as well, something that you can look into. They look amazing. Okay, so I would suggest that you give it a shot and make your decision on whether or not you want to buy the supporter pack. If you're interested in like a breakdown of classes, we're currently kind of doing this on Twitch, twitch.tv/ArsenGG, and the shortened versions are going to be uploaded on my YouTube. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it for every class, because, that's still a lot of work. You saw that we do have quite a few classes there. But we will definitely do it with as many classes as we can. And so head on over to my channel and, just maybe subscribe for anything in the future. I will be glad to see you guys over there. Again, I want you to remember, also head on over to Saivo, Saivo on YouTube. He does amazing guides, is a very, very old school player, knows a lot about the game, played on Korea, played on Russia, or plays on Russia, and is obviously also going to be there for any questions that you have. Just a little bit of a shout out, because he's been so helpful to me when starting out in Lost Ark and kind of, figuring stuff out. All right, so with that said, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.